free of all this garbage and is just present in being. And so when we're talking about the spiritual path, all we're really talking about is releasing all of this stuff, one layer at a time, releasing our clinging to these images as a core element of who and what we are. And the more we do that, the lighter we get. But just as Janine was just saying, there's resistance there. We have built this up over years. We have invested in this, and it's our security to some degree. And so when we first start to challenge that and let it go, we tend to have backlashes, and we get afraid. We get afraid of loss of self-identity, for one thing. But there are other layers to that fear as we go deeper into it. But that is really where the resistance comes from. So I think it's critical for anybody pursuing any spiritual path, regardless of the specific beliefs, to understand how potent that resistance can be. It can cause all kinds of chaos in your life. And according to some teachers, people manifest all kinds of problems in their lives, including physical disease, in order to re-identify with their physical self and their egoic structure in general.
To protect them from their real selves somehow.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've heard Eckhart talk about it before, about like the first half of your life is all about adding things, and you can watch it in teenagers especially, right? They try on all these different types of personalities. They're not sure what they want to be, so there's this phase of time where they're shifting and changing, and so you add until you reach this sort of point, and then the second half of life is all about shedding everything, and eventually you just have to start letting all of it go as you approach your own death and old age, and the body becoming weak and frail and broken. And so there's like this unwinding process. So it's like this crazy arc, the way it goes. It's adding, and then it's absolutely having to let it go. I worked with a 95-year-old, and I guess I thought in my head that at 95 you would not have a lot of ego left, or you would maybe not be afraid of death or something like that, and that is just false.
It can increase.
Oh yeah, no, in fact the anxiety levels got super high, but it was clear that she had to let go of a lot of stuff by the time she reached that age. There was lots of aspects of her life that had evolved and changed to where she wasn't able to do most things for herself. So that was all a letting go process over those years, that she had to, now I can't make my own meals, now I can't do that, so now there's this helplessness and stuff that comes in, and of course that you can resist it or you could lean into it, however, but I was always a bit mystified that she would still want to get, like cosmetic procedures and things like that. Like, I guess I'd always thought at that age I would have let go of all of those things, and it was so interesting to watch it firsthand. I thought, no, the ego, it hangs on tight. You would have to deliberately be consciously letting that go, because it's just gonna harass us till the end. It's just gonna it's so hard. Crazy.
It's so hard to let go. It really is. You will defend this egoic existence of yours to the death, most of us, and you will feel at times that your survival depends on it, and it can be really quite engrossing.
It's terrifying.
It can.
It's interesting though, because Babaji said that even just a little bit of meditation will help you with the fear of death. So if you start a meditation practice and you're practicing regularly, you are not going to be dealing with the same levels of fear that the average person will be, because your relationship with your body and with your ego and with all of it is going to be different. It's you're more grounded in your baseline sense of self and your consciousness, your true self, or whatever.